Like us? Okay. I think so.
That's good.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Blair.
And I'm Brooke, and this is Books and Crannies.
And we are going to be doing the book scenario book tag.
Oh yeah.
The first question is, you have to get rid of all of your books and you can only keep one from each of these genres. Contemporary, fantasy, nonfiction, and one other genre of your choosing. What books do you keep?
So for this, me and my sister actually decided to choose the same book for our favorite contempt to save, and that was To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. All in all, it was a really good contempt with a really quirky love story and a great family dynamic. I think that was mentioned throughout the book. That's why I personally really loved it.
I really liked it because, well, that, and also that Laura Jean is such a great character. She's so relatable, and it's just a really nice story because it's quirky, and it's just really cute.
The next selection for a fantasy novel, I decided to pick Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Sarah J. Maas has a really great writing style. She creates very dynamic characters, and she's really great at world building.
So the book I chose was Caress by Melissa Meyer, and it's part of the Lunar Chronicles series. It's the third book, and the reason it's probably my favorite is because it has my favorite character, which is Crescent, and yeah, it's just a really good book, and it has a lot of plot twists, and it's just really interesting.
As for the nonfiction, this was a bit hard because we don't read too many nonfiction books. We don't have a lot in our bookshelves. But a recent nonfiction book that I picked up was Sold by Matricia McCormick. All in all, it is a really good read. It talks about serious issues that you find throughout the world today, and it gives great insight into what's going on in the world today.
The book I chose was Popular by Maya Van Wagen. I probably just butchered her name. But it's just a really good book about this girl coming out of her shell and going from an introvert to an extrovert. And it's just really interesting and a really refreshing story.
And then for the genre of our choosing, I decided to go with dystopian genre. And for that, I picked Divergent by Veronica Roth. All in all, it was a really great, intriguing storyline. The whole series was, I thought, well done. And I really liked the characters within it.
The genre I chose was historical fiction, and the book I chose was The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. It's a really great story, and the really cool thing is it's narrated by death, so it's a different take on a Nazi Germany type of story. Second question! You're at the bookstore, and you hear a teenager telling their mom they don't like to read, but their mom insists they pick something. You walk over and recommend a book you think is great for people who aren't big on reading. What book is it?
So for this book, I selected Paper Towns by John Green. John Green has a really great reading style that I think would be easy for anyone to pick up. He does really great quotes, and you usually end up leaving his book questioning and really thinking about what he wrote.
So I also chose another John Green book, but mine is Looking for Alaska, and it's just a really great book, and again, it like makes you question stuff, and it makes you think outside the book. And I've actually recommended this to a friend before, and they really liked it, and I think it's good for boys and girls, because I know boys that like it and girls that like it. So I definitely recommend this to a person that doesn't like reading.
Yeah, really.
Next question. You're not feeling yourself and need a pick-me-up. Which book do you read to put yourself in a great mood?
So my pick-me-up book was Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. Jessie Andrews has a really quirky, like, comedic, sarcastic humor writing style, which I found really enjoyable. I haven't really read a book like it before. But it was like a nice little pick-me-up. It definitely was a comedic relief.
So the book I chose was The Selection by Kiera Cass. And it's just a really good book. It's a really easy read. And it has a really great world that you can just jump into. And it's kind of like The Bachelor, but like in book form.
Yeah, this series is really easy to get into. I think we both flew through it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Next question. You go back in time for a day to your teenage years. What book would you most likely have caught yourself reading?
Yeah, so if I was to jump into a time machine, I guess, and look at myself in a classroom, I would feel like I'd be reading the Twilight series by Stephanie Myers, the entire Twilight series. I was a pretty hardcore Twilight fan back in the day, so yes, that's what you would see me reading.
I'm a junior, so I am still in high school. But early freshman year is when I started getting back into reading, and you'd probably see me reading Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. It's just a really cute, quirky book, and I think that if you're a teen, you're really going to love it because it has like a really cute love story.
And next question.
Next question. Your friend surprises you with a 4-day trip and you have 1 hour to pack. Which book do you bring to read on the way?
So I selected a book that I haven't read yet that's still on my TBR, and that's Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I've heard nothing but really good things from this, and I already really do like her writing.
The book that I chose was Ghost and a Watchman by Harper Lee, and is a sequel to Kill a Mockingbird, but it's set a lot later. But I really love To Kill a Mockingbird, and I feel like I really like this book.
Last question.
Second to last question. Your house has been robbed. Don't worry, everyone is safe, but your bookshelf has been raided. What's the book you really hope is safe?
The book that I would save, I decided to go with Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. As you can tell, I have a liking for Sarah J. Maas's books. But anywho, it would be the book I would want to save just because she is one of my favorite authors, and we actually did meet her this year at BookCon, and she signed it. So this is why I think I do cherish this book a lot. I also really enjoyed it, so yes.
Also, P.S. I Still Love You, which is the second book to All the Boys I Loved Before. And it's also signed by Jenny Han, so I think that's why I wouldn't want it to get stolen. And also, I mean, I love Jenny Han, and it's a really great book. And the last question. Your friend borrows a book and returns it in awful condition. Do you A, just pretend you haven't noticed, B, ask them to repurchase it, or C, secretly do the same to something of theirs?
So this, I think, is a pretty easy answer for the both of us, and that is B, we would want them to replace our books if they were ruined.
I mean, if you ask politely, they'll probably say yes.
And if you did, and you didn't replace it, I will never let you borrow a book again.
We would not
from
be
me.
friends.
So-
I hope you guys like this book tag. If you guys haven't done it, I know it's really old and most of you guys have, but if you haven't done it, now is the time to do it because we tag all of you.
And if you did enjoy the video today, make sure you subscribe to Brooks and Crannies for more videos to come. So yes.
Okay, bye.